as a first generation lawyer and reaching up to the position of Chief Justice of India, I can very honestly and very frankly, I must share with you that initially, like anyone, when I also joined profession, there was a complete sense of uncertainty. I was definitely, as a first generation lawyer, there was none in the family to guide. The system was also completely strange and unknown to me. But then I was a very passionate student when I was doing law. And I had a lot of curiosity to know about the system, how it operates, how it works. And I had a lot of fascination when I was a college student, when I used to walk from my hostel to the college, walking in front of the house of the sessions judge, where it was a very big board was displayed, that is a sessions house. You know, they, as young children, and when this impressionable age, this is how you start learning and you create a passion for it. But having joined the profession, one thing I was very clear about it, that growth takes time. It is not something that I could expect any magic to happen in a day, in a month, or in a year. And I was mentally determined for that. I was ready to face any kind of struggle for that. I have no doubt in my mind. The reason is that I will just narrate only a few words. I know that time constraints will be there. When I completed my law and I started my district courts practice in Hisar, that was in a way my hometown. We had our own house in Hisar city. My family had given me a scooter also. I should be very, I'm always thankful to the family. I knew that I have my own house in Hisar, I have my own scooter also, and I used to go to district courts. But the day the district and session judge, after I argued a matter after 3-4 months, then he called all the senior advocates of the bar in the morning when he was to pronounce the judgment. And he asked me also, I was a young boy, I was 22 years hardly. So when all the prominent members of the bar, very seasoned advocates, very renowned persons, very eminent jurists, all of them were there. The courtroom was completely jam-packed. Then he said, don't spoil this boy in district court, send him to the high court. So my immediate reaction was that I don't know even, I have never seen the high court and I have never been there. I do not know anyone. But the lawyers told me that you don't worry, we will find out something. And one of the senior advocate, a very renowned personality, one day he called me when I reached in the district courts. He asked me that tomorrow morning you will accompany me, we are going to Chandigarh and I will drop you there as a junior counsel. So when I say that I was mentally prepared for that growth will take time, I didn't even consult my parents and I said, yes, I will go with you. So I threw myself in a world which was completely unknown to me, alien to me, stranger to me. And I went to the High Court. First time I saw the building and I started working as a junior. But I must also say maybe that I was very, very fortunate. After 1 year of their senior also, he somehow or the other, he decided that all drafting work I will do. After 3-4 months, he told me that he will start arguing the cases also. And I started arguing cases. My first judgment was where I got reversed a decree of divorce. A young woman was granted divorce. Against her, a decree of divorce was passed by District Judge Amritsar on the ground that she was suffering with schizophrenia. And I argued the appeal on her behalf before Justice G.C. Mittal. It is reported as Sanay Lata versus Baldev Raj. And I succeeded, I got that judgment reversed. So it gave me a lot of immense satisfaction. And, you know, I thought that, yes, I will be able to create space for myself in profession. Let me just add one more instance because that will help the young people. I was when in law final year, the family was, of course, pressing hard that I must think of joining some government job or service. So as a law final year student, I applied for judicial services. And final year student could apply at that time. But the Public Service Commission used to conduct the recruitment process. So by the time I passed the law, I joined the district courts. The examination was held after 6-7 months. And Even before the result was declared, I shifted to the High Court and I started appearing, arguing cases, drafting cases. Then result was declared and I would say incidentally, I qualified. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court judgment came in Ashok Yadav's judgment, 1985 Supreme Court. The Supreme Court mandated that in the case of judicial services, a sitting judge of the High Court will be the expert and his opinion will be broadly binding on the Public Service Commission. So one of the learned senior judge who was number 3 in the High Court, before whom I had argued that matrimonial appeal, incidentally he was nominated as the expert. And probably when the list was supplied to him, he came to know about my name was not very usual name, it was a bit unique, there was no Surya Kant other than me in the entire High Court. So he came to know that this boy has applied for it. So I got a call from his usher and he said, the judge has asked you to come to the chamber. I was terrified. I thought I must have committed some mistake. A very trembling way, I went inside the chamber and he snubbed me. You want to become a judicial officer? You should be ashamed of yourself. I didn't know how to react and what to answer. So I didn't react. I came back. And I couldn't sleep whole night because I had promised my family that I'm working hard for the interview. I will qualify, will try to qualify. It so happened that next day morning when I reached the court, I again got a call. The judge asked you to be there before 10 o'clock. The court work time started at 10 o'clock. So I reached in his chamber. Again, I was I was completely fearful. Then he told me, look here, if you want to become judicial officer, prepare yourself for interview, no difficulty. We will consider you on merits. But my suggestion is, profession is eagerly waiting for you. Don't join judicial service. I came out the chamber. I decided I will not appear in the interview, and I did not appear. But that, that gave me a lot of confidence that yes, I must work hard and I must try to create myself space in profession. Thereafter, I must be very, I had a very satisfying professional life, and by the 92, 93, 95, I had created my own space. My name was there in the profession. People knew me. I had a lot of clientele. I could make a choice in the matters which were where I was so to be engaged. And in 99, I thought I will expand the profession. I bought a plot in Gurgaon. I constructed a house. In 95, I constructed a house in Chandigarh. In 99, I constructed a house in Gurgaon, where I thought I will have a complete establishment. I will have my Supreme Court practice also. But the fate thought otherwise. In 2000, I was appointed Advocate General, and I dropped all those ideas. From there, then I went as a judge. So, ultimately, what I would like to emphasize is that profession, whether you are a first generation or even sometimes those who are coming from the background of the lawyers, but definitely for those who are from the first generation, the lot of patience, hard work, and your commitment to create your own identity, knowing fully well that sometimes it looks that the world around you is overcrowded, but there within that you have to create a space for yourself. And your commitment and your patience will definitely take you to that.
Thank you.
I come to the second part of your question, because that pertains to my young members of the bar, the women lawyers. I think what Dr. Nandita presented, that gives a very, very positive picture, and it really encouraging figures, I would say. I was just looking toward the figures, the approximate figures, which they have given. More than 84% the lawyers are first generation lawyers. Look at the strength, almost 85%. The lawyers are the first generation. And out of them, almost 50% are there who says the profession is very encouraging. Only less than 10% are saying, please mark the present, only less than 10% are saying the profession is discouraging, very discouraging, or more discouraging. The total percentage comes to 10%. That shows the strength of the women lawyers. That shows their commitment. That shows that they have chosen this goal and path with a full determination. The success is bound to be there. nobody can stop you once you have such a determination in you. Equal opportunities also, despite the fact that 42% are feeling that there is not equal opportunity, and they may be right also, absolutely right, to that extent. But still, look at 80, say almost 70% of them, no, not 70, rather 90% of them, 58.9, that means 60%, and 30.4. More than 90% of them want to become leaders of the Bar Council and Bar Association. That shows the progressive attitude, that shows the instinct to fight, and that shows that you know that you are in a capacity, you have the capability to create your own space. And I am with you on this agenda. You must try to follow that.